Hello and welcome back to the next tutorial series episode. So in this episode we'll be going over two things. One will be how to control your populations and your civilians, as well as extra colony info. The second will be about how to transport ground units and how to design troop transports. So the first thing we're going to look at is designing troop transports. So this is a game I have loaded up really quick. One second, just move this out for you guys. This is one I have loaded up really quick. It's nothing special. It's just a United Nations game, and the first thing you're gonna want to do if you want to transport a ground unit to a populace or to a colony or to an enemy is you want troop transport base. You'll find this under the ground combat tab, and you'll be able to research troop transport bays, and then you'll be able to, once you research those, you'll be able to research troop transport drop bays. Now, once you have, I just need to quickly research this. Where was it? Powered infantry armor instant. Okay, once you have powered infantry armor, then you can research boarding, and then you will get boarding bays. You'll have the option to build boarding bays, and that will allow you to add it to ships. So now on ships, let's go over here. You can add these troop transport bays. Now, troop transport bays, besides troop transport boarding, which is only for boarding, loading up then boarding, I believe you need a cargo shuttle bay for that to be able to drop. The normal troop transport bay, you need cargo shuttles to be able to drop, so you need these. And for the drop pods, you need cargo shuttles if you want to bring them back, but if you want to drop them, then you can do an orbital drop, and that does not need the same thing. So those are the distinctions between the three. There's also something else to consider here. So if we quickly go over and I just research, I research this. Let's get standard ones, so just so it's a little bit easier to explain. So if I go over here, and I can show you the differences. So why did I research the boarding equipped? My bad. Standard. Okay. So if we have a look at this, so what's the difference? So I've already explained the mechanical differences, but on size difference. Standard bay, 1,000 tons. So for every 1,000 tons of capacity, I'll unlock this design real quick. For every 1,000 tons of capacity, it takes 1,000 tons of the ship. Makes sense. And that is a pretty standard amount. Now to make it work, you need a cargo shuttle station, and that's 500 tons. Okay, but if you let's get rid of these. If you add a drop pod equipped, that's only 1,200 tons. So if you're building low amounts of troop transports, drop pods are more efficient. And boarding bays are also more efficient, but those are primarily, again, just going to be used for boarding because troop standard. Boarding is actually more efficient because you still need a cargo shuttle bay. So past 3 standards, it becomes more efficient to go cargo shuttles. So that's a neat little trick. If you are building a ship and you want to put like 3,000 and under tons in it, go drop pods if you can, because you're going to save about you're gonna save yourself a good amount of tonnage wise. It's gonna be a little bit more efficient. Okay. Mechanically wise, troop transports, they work exactly the same as cargo. You just load ground unit. Here is a really great tip. Click this button if you have subunits. So this will load the company and all the units below it, and then you can unload it wherever you want to load it. One of my tips as well is figure out the size of the unit you want. Like create the formation that you want to put on it, and then figure out the size of it, and then figure out the bay you're going to put on it. Because If you don't know the size of the formation you're going to put on it, then that's kind of an issue. Okay, so that's how troop transport bays work, and generally what you want. I'm now going to go over population controls. So, in this one, I have a lot of colonies. Now, avert your eyes for a second because this is about to get a little not nice. I have a lot of civilians, as you can see, and they are loading colonists and doing things and being productive. Now I'm going to teach you what to do in terms of, hey, these civilians are setting up these colonies. I don't want to set these colonies, or these civilians are overcrowding my population, or these civilians are doing this, or they're stealing pop from this place, or they're doing this. Go to your civilian economy tab on your economics, and you will find these buttons. Now, there's a few things that you need to know. Destination means that colonists will come here. You want this for starting off colonies, or colonies you want to move lots of civilians to. Source of colonists, they will take from this place as standard, and that allows destination source. So Earth is a source, Mercury is a destination, let's say. If you don't want Earth to be taken from, you can put stable, and that means no destination and not a source. Don't change it. And it's what I put for most of these colonies, as you can see. So for Luna, and any planet, any planet, unless it has a population capacity, I believe below 10 million. In which case, below 10 million, when it reaches that capacity, or the population capacity, like 50,000, it's here. At that point, it is okay it is okay to be able to do it. So if you notice, I don't need to show it off, but in civilian economy, you can't press this until you have at least 10 million population on any planet that's above that. So for this, it's fine because it's got a max pop of 50,000. Next, what is military restricted? It's this. So, are you sure you want to restrict them? Demios. I'm just going to demos. I don't know how that's pronounced. To military traffic, any civilian freighters scheduled to visit this colony will abandon their cargo and seek new trade runs. Oh, that should be routes. Someone should get on Steve for that. Colony ships will be diverted. So basically, military restricted means what it says on the tin. If you designate a colony as military restricted, civilians will avoid it like the plague. And this is very, very useful if you want to basically be like, yo, this colony is just for my military stuff or just for this. It can also be abused heavily to direct populations to where you need them to go, but Aurora, you can abuse pretty much anything. So it's really up to you on how you want to do that. The next thing is going to be colony info. Now, a big thing I've seen from people is protection values and ground units and ships, and also why is my political stability modifier at 1%? So a few things. Protection required is based on the amount of population on the planet. So you'll see how Mercury requires 32 protection. Mars requires 22 protection. This value, PPV or protection value, is only given by ships. So if you have defense monitors, if you have some kind of ship, it just has to be a ship with weapons on it, and that will provide a certain amount of protection value. You can use ground units in a capacity to stop rioting and halt unrest. So what may happen is you'll start off with a political stability modifier at 100%. You send some ground units, even though you don't have any protection, they won't riot until they gain enough pop to be able to be like, wow, these ground forces aren't very much, we can just do whatever we want. And it will halt them at a certain percentage of this. So that's something else that's also important. Another thing that I see that I'm going to just quickly comment on colony info wise is why don't I have enough available workers on X thing? So Mercury is a colony 3.21 cost world. Okay, that is about one more than Mars. This means that to be able to keep the populace alive, they have to dedicate a lot of their population to agriculture and service industries. And if we look at Mars, they're much more able to dedicate them more to manufacturing and to other industries rather than agriculture, for example. So this means that it's it's not as extreme for Mercury or Mars because again they're less colony costs. But if you look at Venus, that's got 25 colony costs. You will not be any colonists that land there will you will not be able to do anything with them really. They will be pretty much 100% trying to just farm and make a living out. So think of it like in the Stone Age. You know, they didn't have time to research stuff because they were too busy hitting things with rocks to survive. It's the same kind of idea. So you want to be going for lower colony cost world. One of that reasons, because if you look at Earth here, we have 25% manufacturing, 70% service industry. So you want less in agriculture. So a colony zero cost world, only 5% is in, 21% for this, and 15% for that. Lunar, it's reducing. So that is trying to keep them alive. And the less people in that, the more workers you're going to sustain. Okay. So I've covered both troop transport and also civilian pop controls, I do believe. I think there is also something else I can do. Where is it? Yeah, so this is something you can do. You can select a system on the galaxy map and click military restricted system and they will not go there. You can also block fleet movement route and you can put mineral search flags on it as well. So there you go. I've covered both troop transports and population control. Let me know what you think, and if I missed anything, do let me know. I'll put a notation. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later in the next tutorial series.